All right, class, today we're going to write notes on writing equations, okay? So this is going to be page 33, and the title of this page is Writing Equations. Please make sure that you put these notes in your digital interactive notebook. Copy this down, take a picture, and put it in your digital interactive notebook, okay? All right, so here we go. Writing equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, so we're going to be writing equations in slope-intercept form. So these are the steps, and I'm going to keep it to 3 steps. Okay, 3 steps. All right. Number 1, the first thing that you need to do is to find the slope. Okay, so step 1 is to find the slope. The letter for slope is M. There are 2 ways to find the slope, 2 formulas to use. You can use rise over run. You can count how far you go up or down from one point to the next, and then left to right. Or you can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the slope. But the first step is to find the slope. The second step, number 2. And remember, you can pause the video anytime if you need to pause it to write. You can do that, okay? But the second step is to find the y-intercept. Find the y-intercept. We're starting them out, okay? The letter for y-intercept is B, okay? The letter for y-intercept is B. If the y-intercept, there's 2 things you need to know. The y-intercept is going to be where the line crosses the y-axis, where the line cross y-axis. And if it's not given, if you don't have a visible line, then you use y equals mx plus b and substitute the values that are given to solve for b. Substitute values given, because they're going to give you some values. If they don't tell you what it is, they're going to give you some values, and solve for b. Okay, remember to pause if you need to. Now that you have found your M and your B, you have both your M and your B, you're going to take your M and your B values and plug it into the slope-intercept form. So you're going to substitute your M and your B, M, which is the slope, and B, which is your y-intercept, into the slope-intercept form. Okay. And remember, the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So you're going to put your number, whatever your m is equal to, you're going to put it right here for m. And then whatever your b is equal to, you're going to put that number right here for b. Okay? And these are the steps to writing an equation. Please make sure that you copy this and put this into your notes, okay? I am also going to take these values. I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to do an example real quick. Number 1, if you are given M, your M is 5, and you're given B, your B is 7, you have M, you have B, all you're doing to write this as an equation in y equals mx plus b form is to plug these values in. So this is going to be y is equal to, put 5 in the place of M, so that's 5x plus 7 because this is a positive 7. And this is your equation. Okay? So this is how you do that. All right, now I'm going to go to the guided practice problems and show you how to do those. Okay? So now we're going to go through the day 5 independent practice work. Okay? All right, so we're going to be writing equations in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. It's the same thing that we wrote the steps for. So we're going to do that here. All right. So the very first step is to figure out or to find the slope, find m. So I'm going to use rise over run to do so. So I'm going to pick 2 points on the line that I can read. Okay. I'm going to pick 2 points on the line that I can actually read. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, so here, the 2 points, there is I can read this point right here, which is positive 1 and 3. Okay, and I can read this point right here, 0, 0. So I'm going to use these 2 points. I know my slope is positive because my line is going up. So I'm going to count how far it's going up from this point to this point. It's going up 1, 2, 3. So my top number is a 3. And then it's going over to the right 1. So my slope right here is a positive 3. Now I got to find B. My B, that says find B. My B is where the line crosses the y-axis. So where the line crosses the y-axis is right here. It crosses this y-axis at 0. So B is equal to 0 because it crosses the y-axis at 0. So this is my y-intercept wherever it crosses the y-axis. So my equation, I have m and I have b. Now writing y equals mx plus b form, my equation is y is equal to, my m is 3, so I have 3x plus 0. Or I don't even need to write 0, I can just write y is equal to 3x. Either one is okay. Let's do number 2. Do the same thing again. We're going to find m and then find b. Okay, so in order to find m, pick 2 points on this line that you can read, that you know the ordered pair for. You know the ordered pair for this line, this point right here, which is 0 and 1. And you know the ordered pair for this point down here. Okay, the line is going down from left to right. It's going down. You start on the left, and from the left to the right, the line is going down. So we know that the slope is going to be a negative number. Okay, so I go down, go from this point to this point, and I got to use the grid lines, go down 1, 2, and 3. So my top number is a negative 3, and then I'm going to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my bottom number is 5. And this fraction is reduced. So this is my slope. Now I'm going to look at what my y-intercept is. Where does the line cross the y-axis? It crosses the y-axis right here at 1. So my y-intercept is 1. So now I have m and I have b, and I'm going to plug m and b into slope-intercept form. So that's going to be y is equal to, my m is negative 3 over 5. I write the x, and my b is a positive 1. So this is my answer here. Okay. Remember, you can pause if you need more time to write. Number 3. Okay. So here, I'm going to let you do this one on your own, number 3. And let's look at number 4. Look, this line is going through the y-axis. Where does it, and it's laying flat. My m here is 0, so there is no slope. And it's going through the y-axis. So it's going to be y is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer here is just y is equal to 4. It's a flat line going through 4 on the y-axis. So it's y is equal to 4. So make sure you do number 3 on your own, okay? All right, so now let's look at the graphing. Okay, let's look at the graphing. Here In order to graph, remember we go back and look at our notes for graphing. We took those on yesterday. Go back and look at that. Our notes for graphing is making sure that the equation is written in slope-intercept form. Label your M and your B. Graph your B on the y-axis and use M to create other points. So that's what we're doing here. This is written in y equals mx plus b form. We just don't have a b here, but we do have an m. Our m is the number that's attached to x. So that's going to be 5/3. Okay, sorry about that. This is my rise, this is my run, okay? My b is equal to 0, okay? So I'm going to find 0 on the y-axis, and it's right here, okay? Now I'm going to use my rise over run to graph other points. It's a positive 5, so I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a positive 3 on the bottom, so I go to the right 3. 1, 2, and 3. If I want points in the opposite direction, then I do the opposite of this. Instead of going up 5, go down 5. Instead of going to the right 3, go to the left 3. Okay? So here I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to the left, 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the left, 1, 2, and 3. No more space. So I connect my points and it forms a straight line. Okay. All right. Let's do number 8. Number 8 looks like this. Y is equal to 0. So I need to find, look, it's not written in y equals mx plus b, but remember what I told you yesterday is when you have x equal to a single number, your line is going to go up and down. It's gonna go through the x-axis. So 0 on the x-axis is right here. And it's gonna go through the x-axis, so this is my line. This is my line. Okay? All right, I want you to do the other problems on your own. Be sure to label your M and your B, okay? Be sure to label your M and your B. To graph the B, whatever B is, graph it on the y-axis, just like we talked about. Then use, this is negative 1/3. You got rise over run. Then use this, negative means you go down 1 and to the right 3. Use that to put other points on the line, okay? All right. Guys, don't forget to complete this entire assignment. And let me make sure I zoom back out a little bit. Complete this entire assignment, okay? And make sure that you submit this assignment. So you should have everything completed. You should have day 2 completed. Yesterday, we did day 4. You should have completed these problems. And then today, we did day 5. And you should have these problems completed as well. Please make sure that you rewatch the video if you need to and submit. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Bye, y'all.